Hey, quick question. When you log into your computer at work or grab a file from the server, who's really controlling that access? That invisible bouncer at the door? Yep, that's Active Directory. And today, I'm not just going to define it, I'll also show you how Active Directory actually works in offices, how IT folks survive using it daily, and some pro tips I wish I knew when I first touched this beast. So the question is, what is Active Directory really? Think of Active Directory as your company's digital phone book and a security guard rolled into one. AD keeps a record of them all, every employee, computer, printer, and even server. It keeps all that record in a central database. But it's more than a list. It decides who can log in, what files can they touch, which apps has to launch when they sign in, and even it decides how strong their password has to be. So behind the scenes, it's structured like a tree. At the top, you've got your domain, then its branches into OUs, users, and groups. IT teams use it to push rules like disabling USB drives for finance or forcing updates for sales laptops. In short, Active Directory is like the brain of the network. If it goes down, work basically stops. And here is where organizing the mess comes in. Organizational units. Let's talk about them. Let's be real. Most AD environments I have seen, they look like a junk drawer. Users, computers, and printers all dumped in one place. The fix? Organizational units or OUs. Think of them like digital folders, like HR in one OU, sales in another, IT in another. That way, group policies hit the right people, and your help desk isn't pulling their hair out trying to apply settings across the whole domain. Trust me, clean OUs equals less stress. Alright, now that your Active Directory doesn't look like a digital junkyard anymore, it's time for the real survival hacks. These are the exact tricks admins use every single day to save time, save face, and sometimes even save the whole system. I'll jump to my screen so you can see this in action. Ready? Let's roll.
Hey, sorry to interrupt your video, but I've got a quick question. Are you interested in building a career in ethical hacking? We've partnered with EC Council to bring you the Certified Ethical Hacker, or CEH Masterclass, and it's the perfect place to start. In this course, you'll learn step-by-step how to think and act like a hacker so you can protect organizations from cyber threats. You'll gain hands-on experience with industry-standard hacking tools such as Nmap, Wireshark, Metasploit, Burp Suite, John the Ripper, Nikto, AirCrackNG, and many others. Master ethical hacking with AI-driven techniques to enhance your skills and always stay a step ahead. You'll explore techniques used in footprinting, scanning, enumeration, system hacking, malware analysis, sniffing, social engineering, and more. You'll also dive into advanced topics like web application attacks, wireless network security, cryptography, cloud security, and penetration testing methodology. Everything you need to pass the CEH certification exam and become a skilled ethical hacker. The CEH certification is a globally respected credential that validates your ability to identify and fix security vulnerabilities in networks and systems. It's ideal for anyone looking to become an ethical hacker, penetration tester, security analyst, or cybersecurity consultant. Cybersecurity is one of the fastest growing fields in tech, and ethical hackers are in huge demand. In fact, according to EC Council, the demand for ethical hackers has grown by over 40% in the past year alone, with penetration testing jobs being among the top 5 fastest growing roles in cybersecurity. Organizations across finance, healthcare, government, and tech are actively hiring CEH certified professionals to help defend against cyber threats. CEH certified professionals earn anywhere from $95,000 to $150,000 US per year, and experienced professionals with advanced skills can earn $160,000 to over $200,000 annually, according to Glassdoor, PayScale, and CyberSeek. If you're ready to launch a high-impact, high-paying career in cybersecurity, this course is for you. We placed a link to the CEH course in the description area of this video. Enroll today and take the first step toward becoming a certified ethical hacker. Now, back to the video.
First thing first, let's open Active Directory users and computers. The control center is for managing everything. Hit the Start menu, scroll into Windows Administrative Tools, and from the list, click on Active Directory Users and Computers. This is the place where everything lives. Your users, groups, computers, printers, and even the organizational units that shape your company's entire structure. Some of these OUs come pre-built, but I have also created a few behind the scenes for today's demo. Think of it like a mini sandbox company, so you can actually see how the magic works. Tip number 1, finding objects. Now imagine this, your company has thousands of employees, each with their own logins, plus hundreds of computers, shared folders and printers, all packed into AD. Suddenly someone says, hey, can you pull up the networking guy account real quick? Here's the thing, no sane admin scrolls for hours. Instead, we use the find tool and it feels like a cheat code. Here's how. Right-click on the root admin. In my case, it's networking.local. From the drop-down, hit Find. That opens the Find Users, Contacts, and Groups dialog box. By default, it's set to search for users and groups, but check this out. You can also switch it to computers, printers, or even shared folders. That's huge when you are troubleshooting. Now, type in the object's name in the name field and smash Find Now. And there it is, boom, a networking guy account shows up in seconds. No wasted scrolling, no guessing, just fast, precise results. And here's the truth, in IT, speed is everything. The faster you find the right object, the faster you fix problems, and then more you look like the office superhero. Alright, that's how you find people. But what's the number one thing they'll ask you for once you do? Yep, a password reset. Let's go. So tip number 2 is password reset. Ah yes, the all-time classic, I forgot my password. You're gonna hear this more than your own name. Don't panic. This is one of those tasks that make you look like a wizard when in reality it takes about 10 seconds. Hit reset password. In the dialog box, type the new password, retype it to confirm, and here's the golden rule. Always check that the user must change their password at the next login. Why? Because that way you never actually know their new password. They reset it themselves the moment they log in, which keeps security airtight. Another bonus move, take the unlock user account. A lot of times people get locked out after too many failed attempts. So this kills two birds with one stone. Now hit OK and boom, the account is back in action. You'll even see a confirmation alert pop up, and every time you do this, trust me, they'll look at you like you just saved their career. Small trick, huge impact. But hey, a user account isn't just about the password. What if you need to actually change their details, tweak their profile, or update their info? That's where the next trick comes in, which is editing user profiles. Every user profile is basically their ID card inside the system. It's got their job title, department, contact info, the stuff that makes everything click. But here's the thing, if that info is wrong, chaos follows. Emails bounce, permissions break, and before you know it, the manager is at your desk asking why Bob from finance can't access his reports. Now, what about fixing it? It's easy. Think of it like tightening the bolts on a machine before it runs. Here's how. Select the user. In this case, our guy is the networking guy. Right-click, open Properties, and under the General tab, you'll see a bunch of fields. Here, you can update or add new info, like I am adding the user's description and location. Now hit Apply, then OK, and done. The profile is updated. You want to double check? Use the search trick from earlier, search by description you just set. Hit Find Now and boom. There's your updated user. But sometimes it's not just about editing. What if a user switches departments or a whole team needs restructuring? You don't just edit, you move them. And that's where the next trick comes in, moving objects across OUs. Now picture this, someone transfers from HR to finance. If you don't move their account into the finance OU, one of the two things happens. They either lose access to what they need, or worse, they still keep access to stuff they shouldn't. With one quick drag and drop, their entire security policy refreshes instantly. So let's try it out with our trusty networking guy. First, we'll add him to the right group, select the user, open properties, then head into the member of tab. Click add, and then group selection box pops up. Type in the group name, then hit check names to confirm it exists. In our case, we see two groups with the same initials. Choose the one you want. Here, I am dropping him into DL-all employees, and now hit OK, and boom, he's officially a member. Now let's move him to a whole different folder. Right now, the networking guy is chilling under Africa users, but we need him in the Europe and then the users folder. Easy, just right click his account, select move, and in the dialog box, browse to the new destination. You found it? Hit OK. Just like that, he's been teleported into Europe. Cross-check it by opening the Europe and the users folder, and yep, there he is, our networking guy safely moved. But here's the twist. What we just did is only scratching the surface. You have seen how drag and drop works, but stick around because the real magic begins when we unlock the hidden advanced features. That's where things go from beginner friendly to full-blown admin power. So tip number 5, advanced view features. Now, here's where we unlock beast mode. Most beginners don't even know that it exists. So flip it on and suddenly your plain old AD transforms into something like developer mode. Extra tabs, hidden attributes, security settings, all of that in your face. Once you see it, you'll never go back because this is where real control lives. So let's do it. Head up to the View tab on the menu bar, then hit Advanced Features. Simple click, but now everything changes. To test it, let's pull up our networking guy user again. Same drill, right click the domain, choose Find, type the name, hit Find now. First, when you open properties, it looks the same. Nothing new, right? But here's the catch. To actually see advanced tabs, you can't open properties from the Find window. Nope, you've gotta open the user directly from its folder in AD. So let's navigate to where we parked our networking guy. Inside the users folder under Europe. Found him? Good. Now double click. Boom. Notice the difference? Now we have got extra tabs like the legendary attribute editor. Click it and you'll see a giant list of attributes that shape how this account behaves. Most say not set. So now hit filter not set, show only attributes with values, and then boom. Now you are seeing the account's hidden DNA, the real settings running in the background. From here, you can view, tweak, and manage details most admins don't even know exist. This is where AD stops feeling like a toy and starts feeling like a serious control panel. And speaking of control, wait till you see what we can dig up from computer properties. So tip number 6 is computer properties. When a user say my PC won't connect, your job isn't guesswork, it's pure investigation. Think of computer properties as the machine's confession booth. It tells you where the computer lives, who logged in last, what policies are tied to it, and all the juicy details you need to crack the case. Suddenly, troubleshooting stops being a headache and starts feeling like a detective work. So let's step inside. But here's where it gets interesting. First, head over to the computer's organizational unit or OU and double-click the machine you want to check. In the properties window, you can assign a description, set its DNS name, and tweak tons of attributes. For example, let's say I want this computer to be a member of a specific group so it can access shared files. Easy, open the member of tab, click add, type the group name, hit check names and confirm. Done. Same process we used earlier with users. Go into the attribute editor tab, apply the filter to show only attributes that actually have values, and boom, you are staring at the machine's secret diary. Things like last password set, computer name, object class, last login, last log off, everything and way more. With all that data in front of you, every My PC Won't Work Connect suddenly has a backstory. And you're not guessing anymore. You're solving it like a pro detective. But here's the real twist. While computer properties reveal secrets about machines, what about the accounts running those machines? That's where service accounts come in, the silent power users behind the scenes. And trust me, once you learn how to handle them, you will unlock a whole new level of control. So tip number 7 is about service accounts. Think of them as the invisible workers of your IT world. They don't log in, they don't check emails, they don't sip coffee. Instead, they quietly run apps, databases, and background jobs 24/7. No complaints. Without them, half your services would just stop working overnight. But here's the catch. Set them up wrong and boom, you could break a critical service or accidentally open a security hole. You need to set them up right, okay? And once you set them up right, they'll be the unsung heroes that keep your entire system alive. They're like the backstage crew at a concert. Nobody sees them, but without them, the show collapses. Now let's build one together. First, pick a parent folder. In my case, I'm choosing the Europe folder. Now right click, create a new organizational unit and give it a meaningful name like service accounts. Think of this as their home base. Next, right click inside it, hit new, user, and start creating your service account. Here's the trick. Service accounts usually begin with a $sign to keep them distinct. For example, I'll create a one called $, then auto login and enter the username. Make sure the login name matches and hit next. On the password screen, choose carefully. In most cases, you'll check password never expires because trust me, you don't want your critical apps suddenly failing at 3 a.m. just because the account password expired. Now hit next, finish, and boom, your service account is alive. But don't stop there. Open its properties and add useful metadata, which is description, office, contact info, or notes about what it's running. This makes life so much easier when you've got dozens of these accounts later. And just like that, you've taken a hidden but powerful step into enterprise level IT management. But here's the final frontier. Creating users is easy. Managing their entire life cycle is where real admins are made. So let's dive into the ultimate responsibility, onboarding and offboarding users. Here's where IT stops being just click buttons and becomes frontline security. When a new hire joins, you spin up their account, drop them into the right groups, and they're ready to roll on day one. But when someone leaves, that's when things get serious. If you don't shut down that account instantly, you've basically left the keys under the doormat, and trust me, hackers love nothing more than forgotten accounts. So onboarding and offboarding aren't just HR paperwork, they are the difference between a locked vault and an open gate. Let's build it out. First, head into Europe, users folder, right click, hit new, user, and you'll get the creation wizard. Enter the details, first name, last name, and username. For example, I'm creating a new account called Cyber Analyst. Hit next, set a password, configure the startup options, and then finish. Done. Our new teammate has an account. Now here's the important part, group memberships. Double click the user's profile, head into the member of tab, and you'll see what groups they are in. Our networking guy here only belongs to one group. If I want him in another, I just hit add, type the group name, click check names to avoid typos, and press OK. Now he is the part of that group. Let's switch to our cyber analyst user. Right now, they're not part of any custom groups. This time, I'll add multiple groups at once. Select them, hit OK, and instantly they'll have all the right permissions in one move. That's onboarding done right. Now comes the flip side, offboarding. So when an employee leaves, you don't delete them outright, at least not immediately. Instead, you strip away their access, open their properties, head back to member of, select the group, let's say DL-IT admins, and hit remove. Confirm it, and just like that, the account no longer has access. One click and the door is closed. And that's the cycle. Hire, empower, retire, revoke. Do it right and you'll keep your systems running smoothly and securely. Do it wrong, well, let's just say hackers are waiting for that mistake. That is why I want to leave you with a final warning about hidden booby traps in Active Directory. Alright, you've seen how to create users, manage groups, reset passwords, and even handle onboarding and offboarding. But here's the thing that nobody tells you. Active Directory has booby traps. Miss one checkbox, forget one tiny setting, and you could end up with orphaned accounts, ghost users still roaming on your network, over permissioned users, basically handing them admin keys to the kingdom, and then the service accounts gone wild, running 24/7 with zero restrictions. These are the cracks hackers crawl through. That's why every click matters. Active Directory isn't just a tool, it's your company's digital fortress, and you are the gatekeeper. So now you know how to build users, manage them, empower them, and shut them down like a pro. You have seen the power of Active Directory from the front lines, but here's the real question. What are you going to do with it? Because right now, as we speak, data is flying across your network. Someone could be trying to break in, and the only thing standing between them and total chaos is whether you set this up right. Congratulations, you have just built a full Active Directory lab and you now have the skills to run it like a beast. And if you want me to take this lab to the next level, like hooking it up with monitoring tools, simulating hacker attacks, or building a real SIEM system on top of it, then smash that like button, drop a comment, and I'll make it happen. Because this is just the beginning. Stay sharp, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next video.